This model shows some more structures about the head and neck. First, the muscles of the facial expression. We have the frontalis muscle. Frontalis. We have orbicularis oculi. Orbicularis oculi. We have procerus, then procerus, and we have nasalis. Nasalis. Here, zygomaticus major, minor are not shown, and this deep muscle, we can say this is levator anguli oris somehow, because it's a deep muscle, and this is levator labii superioris. Levator labii superioris, and this one is the superior labii, levator labii superioris aliquinasal. Levator labii superioris aliquinasal. Okay, here we have orbicularis oris. Orbicularis oris. We said this is the angle of the mouth, and this is the depressor anguli oris. Depressor anguli oris. This is depressor inferior labii, depressor labii inferioris. Depressor labii inferioris. This is the mentalis. Mentalis. Okay. Here we have the lateral pterygoid muscle. This is the lateral pterygoid muscle. It goes to the temporomandibular joint. So this is the lateral pterygoid muscle. And this is the medial pterygoid muscle. Medial pterygoid. This is the angle of the mandible to the interior aspect. This is the medial pterygoid muscle. Okay. Now some muscles here at the hyoid bone. They are not very much important because the insertion or the origin is not shown here, so they will not be important. But if we still say something, this is the sternohyoid muscle. Sternohyoid, this one. Maybe. Okay, this is thyrohyoid. Sternothyroid. Okay, not so important. Okay, but this one is the anterior belly of digastric. We can see these two. Anterior belly of digastric. Here, anterior belly of digastric, and you can see this is the posterior belly of digastric. This is the posterior belly of digastric. Okay. I'll go back to the medial pterygoid muscle. Here we had two nerves. The one in the anterior is the lingual nerve. This is the lingual nerve. This one behind it is the inferior alveolar nerve. This is the inferior alveolar nerve. Before this one goes into the mandibular foramen and then the mandibular duct. But before it gives a small branch. It's this small branch. It's called the nerve to mylohyoid. We can see more in this view. This is nerve to mylohyoid. Nerve to mylohyoid. It's a branch of the inferior alveolar for supplying anterior belly of digastric and the mylohyoid muscle. This is mylohyoid. Mylohyoid muscle. This is the thyroid gland, and I will go back to the base of the skull. Here some important structures. Here this is the anterior cranial fossa and this is the middle cranial fossa to be oriented. Okay, this is the lacrimal gland. Lacrimal gland. This nerve coming to it is the lacrimal nerve. Lacrimal nerve. Okay, this one is frontal nerve. Frontal nerve. This muscle is levator labii. This is the levator palpebrae superioris. Levator palpebrae superioris. Also, this is a cut version of it. Levator palpebrae superioris. Under the levator palpebrae superioris, if you remove it, you can see the superior rectus muscle. This is superior rectus muscle. Okay. Here you can see it. Levator palpebrae superioris. This is superior rectus. Superior rectus. Okay. On the lateral aspect, again, this is superior rectus. This one is the lateral rectus. Lateral rectus muscle. Here, this is superior oblique muscle. Superior oblique. Again, we can see it here. This is superior oblique muscle. The inferior rectus is not shown, and if we struggle here, this is the medial rectus. Somehow it's not much important. Medial rectus. So you can say medial and inferior rectus are not shown. Oh, sorry, inferior rectus is this. This is inferior rectus. This muscle is inferior rectus. Inferior oblique is not shown. You can see inferior oblique and medial rectus are not shown here. And again, this is the lateral rectus. It's cut. Lateral rectus. This is the maxillary division of trigeminal nerve. We are in the pterygopalatine fossa. This is the maxillary division of the trigeminal nerve. Here again, some structures. These ones, this is the vagus nerve. Vagus nerve. This one is also the vagus nerve. These two, vagus nerves. This one is hypoglossal nerve. Sorry, let me go. Okay, hypoglossal. Maybe nerve, the 12th cranial nerve, vagus, and if you remove them, we can see glossopharyngeal nerve. This is the glossopharyngeal nerve, the 9th one. Glossopharyngeal nerve. This artery is internal carotid artery. Internal carotid artery. Okay, removing these structures, we see some muscles here. This one is the stylopharyngeus. It comes to the pharynx. This is the pharynx. So this is stylopharyngeus. This one, the most medial one. So this is the middle of the head, the midline. So this is the most medial one is the stylopharyngeus. Stylopharyngeus. This one behind it is styloglossal. You can see there. Okay, this is styloglossal, and this one is stylohyoid. Stylohyoid. This is digastric, posterior belly of digastric. Stylohyoid, styloglossus, stylopharyngeus. This one, stylopharyngeus. Okay. We said this is the pharynx. We can say this is the nasal cavity. This is the nasal cavity. This is the oral cavity, and this is the laryngeal inlet. This is where the larynx forms. Okay, so we can say this is the nasopharynx, oropharynx, and this is the laryngopharynx. Then becomes the esophagus. This you can say this is the common carotid, but because here we see this is the thyroid cartilage over here, but that artery is here, so you can say this is the internal carotid, or maybe just common carotid artery. But here one more structure is shown. We said this is the vagus. Vagus. Glossopharyngeal. This muscle is the glossopharyngeal nerve. This one is the accessory nerve. Accessory nerve. This is the accessory nerve. We have this artery. This artery is the maxillary artery. This is the maxillary artery. Okay. Sorry, we made a mistake. We said these two are the vagi, the 10th cranial nerve. I'll remove them. We said this is the glossopharyngeal, but they are the hypoglossal nerve, the 12th cranial nerve. This is the hypoglossal nerve. Again, that's internal carotid artery. And one more structure here. You can see this nerve is the buccal nerve. I think it's the sensory, so it's a branch from the trigeminal nerve. This is the buccal nerve. And we have something here. This is the maxillary sinus, one of the paranasal sinuses. Maxillary sinus, and this is the sphenoid sinus.